Welcome to Florida Suncoast, home to America's softest white sand beaches, most vibrant sunsets, and in the eyes of many, the ultimate Gulf Coast road trip. We're Jamie and Skylar, and recently we spent 10 days touring the Northern Suncoast while exploring the Tampa Bay area's best beach towns. We're beginning this sun-drenched journey in Clearwater Beach, closing it out on Anna Maria Island, and spending some time at a few of our other favorite beach towns in between, each with its own unique vibes, amazing views, and mouth-watering meals. We biked, we sailed, we indulged in some delicious food and cocktails, and while we may have gotten a little too much sun, we never failed to have fun as we soaked up every beautiful mile and uncovered plenty of that classic old Florida style. In this video, we're going to take you with us on each of those experiences and so much more to show you everything a Suncoast road trip has in store. And we're going to get it started off at one of our favorite Tampa Bay area breakfast spots in vibrant Clearwater Beach.
So this Benedict came loaded with some huge chunks of crab, and they are so tender and delicious. I really like the addition of the asparagus as well. The muffin is a little bit chewy and kind of hard to cut, but I do like it. Overall, this is a great Benedict.
For some reason, when I saw corned beef on the menu, I thought it was going to be more of a traditional corned beef hash. But this is very different. It's shredded corned beef on top of fried potato wedges with poached eggs. But I really like it. The corned beef is very flavorful, and those poached eggs are cooked perfectly.
So I gotta say, our first experience at Clear Sky was a good one. The food was good, the service was good, and we also really enjoyed the atmosphere. I describe it as kind of a modern beachy diner. Now next time we come here, I do think we'll try the French toast, and we'll probably try their beignets as well, because the table next to us got an order of them and they looked fantastic.
We've made it out onto Pier 60. The first portion of the pier has reopened, but the second portion, where you typically would have to pay a small fee to go out and fish on, has not reopened yet. Now we are here on a Tuesday in late summer. The kids are back in school. It's been kind of a dreary, rainy, windy day, and this is about as empty as you'll find Clearwater Beach unless there is a hurricane. Now you can rent loungers and umbrellas, and usually there are a bunch of inflatables for kids, but because of the weather, those are all deflated.
When we got here, we did notice that the amenities and concessions are open, so you can buy your coffee, get some ice cream, do some shopping, or use the restrooms. This area is also where you'll find a couple of our favorite beachfront bars. Down there is Tommy's Tiki. It's right on the beach. It does look like it's currently closed due to the weather, but we have confirmed that it has opened after the hurricanes. And down there in the Opal Sands is where you'll find the Sandbar. Now that bar's a little bit more upscale, but they do make some really good drinks and have some really nice views. And we have confirmed that that place is back open after the hurricanes as well.
Just outside of the entrance to Pier 60 is a stop for the Suncoast Trolley. So if you're visiting and wanting to check out beaches to the south of Clearwater Beach all the way to St. Pete Beach, here's where you can hop on the bus.
Now, while it may not be too busy right now, this area around Pier 60 is typically the busiest area of Clearwater Beach. It's where you'll find one of the main beach accesses, a huge public parking lot, and it's within short walking distance of all sorts of bars, restaurants, and activities. Now, if you happen to be driving a vehicle while you're here in Clearwater Beach, most of the public parking lots will cost $3 per hour. Now, there is also some on-street parking and some private lot parking spots available for a fee, and myclearwater.com actually has a really nice parking map that does show you where you can find the different parking. We'll leave a link to that in the video description.
Parking has to be the thing we complain about most when visiting Clearwater Beach, so if you can plan a trip without needing a vehicle, we would recommend it. There's actually a new ride service that makes it easier to get to and from Clearwater Beach. It's called the Grouper Airport Express, and it's operated by the PSTA. Now, it does connect the St. Pete Clearwater Airport to any location on Clearwater Beach, including the north end of Sand Key, which we will be taking to you later in this episode.
Now, we actually had an excursion booked for 3 o'clock this afternoon, but due to the inclement weather weather, they contacted us and let us know that they had actually canceled all of their excursions for the rest of the day. Thankfully, we were able to rebook for 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. The weather's looking much better tomorrow as of now, so hopefully we will still be able to show you that experience.
Since our excursion is canceled for this afternoon, we do have a little bit of extra time, so I think we're gonna buzz down to our hotel to check in before heading to our next spot. So the hotel we're staying at is at the very south end of Clearwater Beach, and we weren't planning on showing it to you until tomorrow morning, but since our plans have changed, I think we're going to show you our room, and then tomorrow morning we'll share more of the amenities and whether or not we like staying here. Very tropical in here. Here's the bathroom. The sink is separate from the toilet and the shower area. This room is actually quite spacious. Skylar has found a chair right next to the air conditioner. Needed to cool down a little bit. We've got a king bed here. Looks like we have a microwave and a mini fridge and even a desk area. Now we do have a balcony. We chose a city view balcony. I'm not sure what kind of view we have though.
It's not too impressive.
Let's check it out.
It's the side of a building and a parking lot.
Okay. So you can see a bunch of businesses to the left. Right in front of us is, I think, another hotel. But we actually have a little bit of a water view to the right. There are some rooms that do have much better water views, but they do cost a little bit more. So the dinner spot we're going to take you to tonight is Badfin's, and I chose it because we have never eaten at any of the restaurants along the beach on the south side of the pier, and I saw it had good reviews and 30 craft beers on tap, so I knew it would be an easy sell to Skylar. We'll see you inside.
So they seated us outside, which is actually great because it's pretty comfortable out right now since it's cloudy. We got a nice view of the beach over there. They also put us right next to this stage where there's a band setting up, so it looks like we'll get to enjoy some live music with our dinner as well. I started off with a Coppertail triple beer. It's from a brewery out of Tampa Bay. It's one of my favorites. It's a Belgian triple. It's quite high in alcohol content, but it's pretty smooth. And it's a little bit sweet.
We both ended up ordering bowls. Mine comes with short ribs and Skylar's comes with house braised pork and mac and cheese. Now I do have to mention that this place is really known for its frozen drinks, and you can actually get them in a pineapple, but they will cost you around 19 bucks. Thankfully, Skylar is content with his beer tonight.
So this place is off to a great start. Even though it took us a while to decide what we wanted to order, once we did order, it came out super fast and it looks and smells amazing. Oh man, this pork looks so tender. Oh, good. Now this is definitely one of the best mac and cheeses I've ever had. The sauce is a little bit tangy. The pork is so tender, it just falls apart. And those onion straws really add a nice crisp to it.
My bowl is very different from Skylar's. It has onions, peppers, rice, and beans, and the short rib in there is so tender, and I think it's actually a little bit more tender than Skylar's pork.
Now when we first got to Badfin's, I gotta be honest, the prices seemed a little bit high, but after we realized how good the food is and also saw those views, it was totally worth it. Now we would have loved to stay there, enjoy more of that live music and watch the sunset, but we have another sunset spot planned and it's only a few blocks away, so we'll see you there shortly.
we have made it to our sunset spot, which is at Jimmy's Crow's Nest, all the way on the 10th floor of the Pier 60 Hotel. From up here, you've got a great view of Clearwater Beach as well as the pier. Every night they have a sunset celebration, so you can see some of the vendors and street performers out on the pier right now. And you can also see the Marina area where we were earlier. And from here, we can tell that bar Tiki is open, which is another rooftop bar we've taken it to before. We can also see that the bait house is reopened, which is one of our favorite spots to eat here on Clearwater Beach.
Now, Jimmy's Crow's Nest is one of those bars that doesn't have prices on the drink menu, which always makes me a little bit nervous, but the waitress did recommend a drink called Tropical Storm Jimmy. It's a frozen rum cocktail. It was 14 bucks, which actually probably isn't that bad of a price considering we're in Clearwater Beach, right on the beach, and have these amazing views of sunset. Now, this drink actually tastes like it has real guava in it, and it definitely has a ton of rum in it, so I am not complaining. It's really good.
Now, I forgot there was another reason that we wanted to be up here for sunset, because not only is this the best view for sunset, but they also do a mini celebration up here and give you complimentary rum punch shots. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They just rang the bell, which means the sun just set. So it's time for us to take our shots, and we'll see you back in the morning.
Just kidding. So it turns out our hotel is located like 1 block away from the best live music spot in all of Clearwater Beach. And it also turns out they have a brand new stage because the hurricanes last year completely took out their old one. So we got to go check this out, and then we'll see you back in the morning. Good morning. So while Jamie's getting ready this morning, I decided to come down to the little private beach area at this hotel and catch sunrise. So we were really happy to wake up today to find mostly sunny skies. Hopefully that means we're going to be able to go out on that excursion today and also have some really good weather to take you to the beach. Right now we pretty much have this entire area to ourselves, and it's been a really nice spot to watch sunrise. Now this little beach area does face south towards the pass, so sunrise was off to the side quite a bit, but the cool thing about it is that you should be able to see some good color both for sunrise and sunset. Apparently there must be a lot of fish in the water at this beach because there have been a bunch of pelicans diving in the water, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. Now you've probably noticed that this beach is full of loungers and umbrellas, but you do have to pay for those if you want to use them. It's $10 per lounger, and then if there's an umbrella available, you can just use it. There are a few cabanas on the beach as well, and I believe that those are $35 a day to rent. Now, unlike the chairs on the beach, the chairs around the pool area are complimentary, but I just found out that this pool doesn't open until 8 a.m., so we're going to have to wait a little bit if we want to use it.
They do offer complimentary coffee at the lobby in the morning, so I would recommend grabbing a coffee and coming out here to watch all the bird activity, or maybe even get in the water. This morning it looks really calm and clear. Now, we did book the cheapest balcony available, and our view is not that impressive, but there are some balconies on the south side of the property that would have incredible views. You'd be able to see the pool as well as the beach area, and when they have live music at this outside bar, you'd be able to enjoy that too. While the private beach here is really nice, if you do want to experience the main public beach area on Clearwater Beach, that's only a 10-minute walk away.
Now, as you'd probably expect, lodging here in Clearwater Beach is a little bit on the expensive side, but since we're staying here during the down season, the rates are a little more reasonable than other times of the year. We're actually able to get our room here at the Dolphin Sands for a little over $180, including tax, fees, and parking. And considering the amenities as well as its location right on the water, we feel like we got an absolute steal on this place.
So we didn't drink much of the coffee at the hotel this morning because we knew there was a coffee shop we wanted to take you to. Over 10 years ago, before we ever moved to Florida, we vacationed just a little bit further south of here, and we stumbled upon a badass coffee. They served Hawaiian coffee, and we had a really good experience there, but unfortunately, that location didn't make it. So we were really excited to see there is one here in Clearwater Beach. On our way, we're walking by Jimmy's Fish House, which we have taken you to on this channel before, and they are back open too. Oh, here it is.
Like Jamie said, it's been at least 10 years since we last had Badass coffee, so we're really excited to be able to try it again. I was happy to see that they are still using their coffee ice cubes. We ended up getting a large iced latte. I believe this is called the what?
Beach Bliss.
The Beach Bliss. It's white chocolate and macadamia nut. That's as good as I remember. You can really taste the macadamia nut in that. That's delicious.
I agree, that is as good as we remember from years ago. The coffee flavor is robust and it's balanced really well with the flavors. And one of the best things has to be we can take this with us out in the Florida heat and not have to worry about it getting watered down.
Now we only have about a half hour before we got to get back to our hotel, packed up, and head into our excursion for the day, but we still have one more spot we want to take you to before then. We actually passed by it on our way to Badass Coffee. Now I think they actually sell coffee at this place as well, but since we already have an amazing coffee, we're heading to this place for the donuts.
So Parlor Donuts is located within the Holiday Inn here in Clearwater Beach. It started in Evansville, Indiana, and has expanded to locations all throughout the United States. Now, we've never been to one before, but they are known for their layered donuts. They're supposed to be crispy on the outside and light and fluffy on the inside. We ordered a raspberry pistachio donut, as well as one of their seasonal flavors, which is a pumpkin chai. So that donut is exactly as advertised. It's lightly crispy on the outside and very airy in the middle. I would say it's kind of a mixture between your typical donut and a croissant. It's really good.
Now, one good thing about summer coming to an end, at least for me, is that you're starting to be able to find pumpkin things everywhere. So I was really excited to find this pumpkin flavored donut. I don't think I've ever had a donut quite like that before. It's not dense or greasy at all. Like Jamie said, the inside's almost croissant-like. I'm guessing it's a little bit more healthy than your typical donut, and it is delicious as well. I would recommend this.
So we had a really great first experience at Parlor Donuts. Not only did we love their donuts, we really enjoyed the atmosphere and the staff were really friendly. I think we have our new morning routine for when we visit Clearwater Beach. Sunrise on the beach, badass coffee, Parlor Donuts. We just checked out of the hotel. We've got our scooters all packed up in the back and we are on our way to the marina because the weather today looks fantastic. If you do book an excursion out of this marina, you can contact the vendors who can give you a daily code so you can park for $1 an hour. And you can easily pay at these pay stations. Because we are here in the middle of the week during the summertime, we didn't have to worry about parking too much. There's plenty of spaces. But when it is busier here, you may want to come a little bit early to make sure you can get a space. So the excursion that we booked is with Encounters with Dolphins. It's a nature tour where they try to find dolphins, and if the weather is right, they do take you to an island where you can swim, snorkel, and shell. We have a really small group today. I think there are 6 additional people on this tour. We're gonna have a lot of room on the boat. We're just glad they're still going out. We're taking off. While there definitely are disadvantages to visiting this area of Florida in the summertime, some of the advantages are to be on a tour that practically feels like a private tour. Now, don't expect this all the time. We just happen to be really lucky today. Now, this boat does have a marine toilet and it is fully covered, so there's a lot of shade here, which I like. Right now, we're just cruising around looking for the dolphins. I believe we are approaching the bridge that we stayed close to. As we go under it, we should be able to see the hotel we stayed at to the right over here. As we're heading into the pass, the water is getting much prettier.
This dark spot you see moving here, that is a manatee.
First manatee sighting. It just came up.
Oh my goodness, so cute.
With spotting that manatee, this has already been a successful trip. Right now we are going past the hotel we just checked out of so you can get a better view of it.
So as we were passing by the hotel that we just checked out of a couple hours ago, we saw a spotted ray jump out of the water. According to our guide, it was probably being chased by a hammerhead shark, so something to consider when you're deciding whether or not to go swimming in the water in Clearwater Beach. So since the seas are pretty calm today, they were able to actually take us out into the Gulf. I'm not sure if that's something that this tour normally does, but we're glad to be able to do it.
The hotel we stayed at looks like a baby in between those two bigger buildings. It's definitely one of the older hotels on the beach. So this is Compass Key, and this island is so much smaller than I was expecting, but it is awesome. Someone left their shoes out here. The water is almost like glass, so you can see the reflection of all the buildings over there. We always love when the water looks like glass, and it's not very often that we get to see it. So this island was not what I was expecting. It is so tiny, and I absolutely love it. You've got the view of Sand Key to my right here, and over to my left is the bridge that goes over to Clearwater Beach. Today, the water out here does look pretty clear. They said it is lower tide, so it could be a good time for shelling. Our first mate is out in the water looking for some shells. Looks like he's found some stuff. Oh yeah, you can just see the shells in the water here. There are a lot of rocks, but there are shells too. I would probably recommend water shoes because it is pretty rocky.
So this is a Florida horse conch. They are the second largest sea snail on the planet and the largest sea snail that is found in the Atlantic. They can get up to almost 2 feet long and weigh over 11 pounds.
So the water out here in the intercoastal does have a bit of a greenish tint to it. It's definitely not as pretty as the water in the Gulf, but it is nice and calm. It is still pretty clear and definitely a really good spot to cool off in.
Our first mate was saying that sometimes there are purple sea urchins out here, so you definitely want to watch where you're stepping. Oh, here's one of those purple sea urchins. Yeah, now that we're out a little bit farther and I'm looking for them, there are quite a few out here.
They're all over. This one's moving a lot. I can really feel it on my hand.
I can see it moving. All right, put it back home. Well, the boat blew its horn 3 times, which means we have to get back on board. But gosh, even though this island was tiny, we really enjoyed our visit and we could have stayed out here much longer. I think they typically only stay here for 20 or 30 minutes, so it is a quick trip, but still a highlight of this excursion for us. Skylar left his stuff all the way across the island, but thankfully it's so small, it will only take him a few seconds to get back. You ready to go?
I guess so.
I know, we're not really ready, but we gotta go. That island was beautiful, but it was also hot, so it is nice to be back in the shade. Well, we're heading back out to the Gulf to try to find some dolphins. They've got reports from other captains that they are out there in the same area we were earlier today.
All right, my friend, you do have some dolphins up ahead of us. They're right about 1 o'clock, surfing through the shops here. Right here. All right.
Now, when they found us the dolphins, they really found us the dolphins. There were 2 different nursery pods, meaning there was at least 1 baby, and also 2 males. This is probably the best dolphin sighting tour we have ever been on.
Now, as we make our way into shore, I do have to mention one of the reasons we chose to book this specific dolphin tour, and that's because they actually allow you to bring on your own food and beverages, and that does include alcoholic beverages. Now, since our tour went out at 11, we chose not to bring any beer out, but I'm kind of wishing I would have brought a couple because it's starting to heat up, and one would taste really good right now.
We just got done with our dolphin tour, and even if we wouldn't have seen all those dolphins, it would have been worth the price for us. For both of us, it was right around $60, and in our opinion, that was a steal for the experience that we got.
Now we got to thank Connor and Dylan for showing us such a great time out on the water. And because today is an absolute perfect beach day, we're actually going to pop back over to the beach by Pier 60 to show you what it looks like on a typical sunny day this time of year. After that, we're going to take you a little bit south to another beach that we expect to be a lot less busy.
We have made it to Sandkey County Park, which is just over the bridge south of Clearwater Beach. Now there is a $6 fee for parking, but you can stay all day. This park does have restrooms, rinse-off stations, and water fountains. There is a concession stand on the beach and a trailer. Now it is a bit of a walk from the parking lot to the beach. It starts out as a boardwalk, but then transitions into a sand path. Now the area where the restrooms are, there is a mat that will take you down a little bit of the ways, but it doesn't go all the way out to the water.
We haven't even made it all the way to the beach yet, and it already feels so much more natural and peaceful out here. You get a little bit of that feeling around North Clearwater Beach, but to me, this is a whole nother level.
The water feels really good today. It's actually a bit wavy and it feels like there is a little bit of an undertow. They do have the green flags out. There are lifeguards at this park. Now the swimming area here is very shallow. You have to walk out quite a ways to get deep. It's very nice.
And it's really sandy too.
And you can also rent loungers and umbrellas out here.
No drinking though.
No, yeah, can't bring alcohol. The sand here isn't quite as soft and powdery as the sand on Clearwater Beach. I'd say it is a little bit more shelly. And at least from our experience, there is more seagrass here. It does feel like a more natural beach.
As you can probably see behind me, Sandkey is full of condos. It is mostly residential, and there's not a whole lot to do out here other than to come to the park and go to the beach. But they do have some really highly rated restaurants, and we're going to be taking you to one of them in a little bit. We made it to our late lunch spot here on Sandkey, Columbia Restaurant, which is a family-owned and operated establishment that dates all the way back to 1905. Now, there's actually 7 Columbia restaurants in Florida, with the majority of them being located in the Tampa Bay area, but I have a feeling that this one is going to have the best views. We'll see you inside.
Now, before anybody asks, the reason there is hardly anybody else in this restaurant is because we are here at around 3 o'clock on a Wednesday during their low season. So I guarantee you it is not typically this slow. Now, we are sitting close to a window with a great view of the water. They actually have a patio that you can sit outside, but we've been out in the heat all day, so we are happy to sit inside in the air conditioning, but still have that view. We can actually see that sandbar island that we stopped at earlier today.
So I decided to start our lunch off with an Estrella, which is a Spanish beer. Jamie decided she needed some caffeine, so she got a cafe con leche. And we've ordered a lot of cafe con leches, but this is the first time they actually dumped the milk into the coffee right at our table. It's very strong and very good. For our food, we decided to start off with an appetizer of crab croquetas.
Those are so crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, and they are just stuffed with crab.
These croquetas definitely remind me of being in Spain. We tried so many croquetas there. I'm not sure if any of those were as good as these ones are though, but then again, none of those had crab in them.
So I had to try their famous 1905 salad, which is made tableside, and that is really good. The dressing on that is really tangy. I know they add Worcestershire sauce to their dressing. I love Worcestershire sauce, so I would recommend this salad for sure. I also had to try what's known as the best Cuban in Florida. It's on La Segunda bread, and it looks delicious. Now that is a good Cuban. The bread is nice and crispy. Now, is it the best in Florida? I don't know, but I would still recommend it.
Now, I already forget what my dish is called, but the description on the menu sounded really good, and it is. It's kind of just like a pot roast. It has a really rich gravy. The beef is super tender, but instead of potatoes and veggies, it comes with black beans, rice, and plantains. We just finished up our lunch at Columbia, and while the food was really good, the highlight, at least for me, had to be the atmosphere. The decor and the tile work was so unique. It really did remind us of being in a restaurant back in Spain, but much, much bigger, and those waterfront views really added to the experience.
Surprisingly, we both agreed that our favorite thing had to be that 1905 salad, and to be able to enjoy that with these views was the perfect way to end our time in Clearwater Beach.
Our lunch spot brings us here to the Boardwalk Grill, which is a little waterfront restaurant tucked away at the far end of the boardwalk. Now, they're actually known for their lobster rolls, but we found out they're also known for having a really good Philly and a fresh grouper po' boy. And since Madeira Beach is actually known for being the grouper capital of the world, I had to get that po' boy, and Jamie went with the Philly.
The bread is super soft. The meat is very tender. It's creamy and cheesy, but not being like too cheesy. I did add onions and mushrooms to it. Overall, it's a fantastic sandwich.
Now, first thing, I gotta comment on how massive both of these sandwiches are. I'm really glad we didn't order any sides, and this grouper po' boy looks delicious. Now, the flavor of this sandwich is great. The grouper tastes fresh, and whatever sauce they put on here gives it a little bit of sweetness and tanginess. But I think my favorite part of this sandwich is the texture. The bun is soft and a little bit chewy, and the grouper is super crispy. Overall, this is an excellent po' boy.
Now, you may have noticed we did ride our scooters here, and that's partially because we're already paying for parking at our hotel, and we didn't want to have to pay for parking again here at John's Pass, which that will typically run you around $4 per hour, but you can pay for it on the Park mobile app.
Now, the Boardwalk Grill is definitely one of those more old Florida spots. It has a super laid-back vibe. It's tiny, and it's actually pretty easy to miss. We're actually kind of embarrassed to admit this, but that was the first time we've been in there after visiting John's Pass several times because their food really is that good.
We really did have a hard time deciding which sandwich we liked better, so we would recommend coming with a friend and ordering both of them and swapping like we did. Next, we're going to enjoy the boardwalk a little bit more and then get out on the water.
So we are out with Captain Dan from Florida Tiki Tours on the big boat, which holds up to 18 people. One great thing about this boat is that it does have a restroom and also Bluetooth speakers. Now, it's a great boat to be on if you're having a bachelorette or a bachelor party, or for any other party where you have a good sized group of people. Now, if you're looking for a smaller, more private experience, they do have 3 smaller boats that hold up to 6 people. Those do not have a bathroom though. Now, the standard tours on both the big and the smaller boats are an hour and a half long, but if you do want to book a custom tour on either of the boats, you can do that as well.
You can bring your own beverages on these boats. They provide ice in a cooler, but if you forget yours or want a fun spot to pregame before your tour, they actually have a bar right where you board the boats. It has beer, wine, and a variety of frozen drinks, and even Dole Whip.
We got an emergency, guys. Jamie is behind the wheel of the Tiki boat.
Now, over halfway through our tour, I decided to hand captain duties back over to the professional, so Skylar and I could enjoy the ride back with a couple of drinks.
Now on a warmer day, this sandbar would be full of boats. And our captain told us that sometimes people will rent out these tikis just to go to the sandbar.
Now we do have to thank Florida Tiki Tours for hosting us out on the water today. As you probably saw, the crowd was a little bit slim, likely due to the unseasonably cold weather today, but we still managed to have a great time. But we both agreed that it'd be a lot more fun with a big group of people because that boat is definitely meant to host a party. So we're hoping to get back on it with a bunch of our friends someday. Now when you're ready to book your own Tiki tour, be sure to head over to floridatikitours.com. Next, we're going to start making our way towards our hotel because we are going to be coming back here to Johns Pass tomorrow, and we do have a couple of stops along the way.
There are a few small beach accesses just north of Johns Pass, but they are ones that you'll miss if you're not looking for them. The parking spots here are limited. They do fill up fast when it's busy out here, but if you can snag one, we would highly recommend coming out here if you don't need any amenities because the paths to the beach are gorgeous, the sand is soft, and it's just beautiful out here.
So we did make it back to the Cambria before dark, so of course we had to come back up to the rooftop to take in one more gorgeous Madeira Beach sunset and to get our nightly sunset shot. Next we're going to be heading right down there to our dinner spot.
Our dinner spot is the Angry Pepper. They're known for their smoked meats and their homemade sauces. We normally come here on Taco Tuesdays because we absolutely love their smoked ground beef tacos. But since we're here on a Thursday, we're gonna try some different things. I went with Pepper's famous beef brisket dinner and Skylar ordered the Angry Chicken Sandwich.
So my Angry Chicken Sandwich has arrived and I was not prepared for how huge this thing is. The chicken is very good. Now our server talked both Jamie and I into paying the extra buck to get a side of mac and cheese, but she says it's worth it. We'll see if we agree. Oh, it looks really good. That is amazing. Definitely worth the upcharge. Holy cow.
That's very tender, but I am gonna add some of their sauce to it. The Angry Pepper does make several sauces, but our favorite sauce is actually this one, and I'm not sure where the name came from, but it is sweet, spicy, a little bit tangy, and delicious.
Our Angry Pepper experience did end up being a good one, but that chicken sandwich ended up being almost half breading. We had to remove a bunch of it to eat it, but it did come with a really good hot sauce and blue cheese on top, and it was crunchy, so it was a decent sandwich. But our favorite things were definitely that beef brisket and the mac and cheese, and that might have been the best mac and cheese we've ever had. We are back out on Johns Pass. It's about 7 a.m. The sun just came up and there's almost nobody out here right now. But we are about to go on a fishing trip on that boat right there. We just finished up our pre-boarding briefing with Captain Dylan from Hubbard. We're gonna go out on the party boat. It's a 5-hour ride. I think it's an hour out, an hour in, and we should be fishing for around 3 hours. They said we're probably gonna be catching grunts and porgies today and maybe a hogfish if we're lucky. Hopefully we catch a lot. I don't really care what we catch as long as we catch something. So we just made it out into the Gulf, and currently we are in the galley area, which as you can see is very spacious. There's like 8 tables in here. There's lots of room to sit and eat. And as you can probably see, it might look a little bit hazy, and that's because they're actually cooking up some food right now. They're making breakfast sandwiches. They do that in the morning, and then around noontime they make burgers as well.
It is another abnormally cool morning this morning, so it is nice to be able to get out of the elements and stay out of that wind. But the good thing is the seas are supposed to be pretty calm today, so we shouldn't have to worry about Skylar getting seasick. Something I love about this party boat experience is if you have your own fishing gear, stuff you like to use, and you just want to bring your own food for the entire trip, you can. But if you don't have your own fishing gear and you just want to show up and not have to worry about anything, they make it so easy to do that because you can rent poles from Hubbard, you can buy bait from them, and you can even add on a meal plan. We decided to get breakfast sandwiches to eat on the way out, so that way later on we can just focus on fishing.
Now we did hear the captain say we're going to be going out a little further and fishing in deeper water than this boat typically does. I'm not entirely sure why, but we trust that they're going to find us the fish.
The boat we're on today is the Friendly Fisherman. There are 2 restrooms on board. Captain Dillon said that there's only about 30-some people on the trip today, and it doesn't feel crowded at all. Now, Captain Dillon Hubbard is who did our briefing this morning, but there's a different Captain Dillon who's actually navigating the boat today. And then we've got Super J and T who's going to help us with all of our fishing today. Then we also have Jason in the galley.
After a quick presentation from Super J about how to correctly use the fishing poles, T cut up the squid bait, and Captain Dillon found us our first fishing spot.
So the engines are idling. I think that means we're going to drop in soon. We're going to start off with squid, and then once we get the hang of it, we're going to move over to shrimp because everything will bite on the shrimp, including the hogfish.
Yeah? Oh yeah, you do.
Just pulled in the first fish. It was a gray snapper. I didn't know if it was big enough, but they said it's a keeper. Jamie decided she wants to start fishing with shrimp, but she's also afraid to handle the shrimp. Jamie finally got her shrimp on. Hopefully she has some luck with it.
Dang, Skylar's got something else. Skylar reeled in his second fish.
You know these are good because this is what we caught last time we were out with Hubbard's and they were delicious. So
this one's a porgy.
Porgy.
Yeah. Yeah, good job.
Thank you. Definitely had some beginner's luck so far. I think I've already had 4 really good bites and was able to pull in 2 of them.
Yeah.
Jamie, have you even had a good bite yet? No?
0.
So the boat is repositioning right now, so we can't currently be fishing, but I'm still plenty entertained by watching Jamie trying to get the shrimp out of the bucket. That's a sea robin, and it actually uses those fins to kind of walk across the seafloor.
So I've at least been getting some bites. A lot of fish have taken my shrimp, so I'm basically out here just feeding the fish. Hopefully I'll catch something. We're going to be moving again, so we're going to pull our lines in. Hopefully catch some fish at the next spot.
All right, Jamie, we need some luck. Do the fish stand. All right, that works.
Yeah. We had no luck at that spot, so we are moving one more time. We have time for one last spot. Hopefully that's a good one. Definitely the best burger within 15 miles. Oh, Skylar's got one on. Ah, here's coming. Number 3, yeah. All right, Skylar's 3rd one.
Yeah.
Skylar got another one on. Skylar's 4th fish. He almost got away.
Jamie got her first fish, and that puts us up to 5 total.
Dang, Skylar is on fire today. This is number 5. Yeah, nice.
turning into a fisherman finally.
Oh yeah, this is something different. Yeah.
So Jamie pulled in a red grouper. That is definitely not a keeper. They need to be 20 inches long, but still cool to catch one.
Yeah.
Good job.
My first grouper on the line.
Just told us it was time to reel in, so our fishing is done for the day. But we got some fish. Enough for a meal, I think.
We're waiting in line to get some fish filleted, and these guys are hanging around trying to steal some fish.
We just got off the 5-hour tour with Hubbard's, and we have done that tour once or twice before, and we always have such a good time. And the Hubbard staff have always been great as well. We've met so many fun people on those tours, and we have caught fish every time, and today the weather was absolutely perfect.
Between the two of us, we caught 7 fish, and 6 of them were keepers, which probably would have been enough to feed us both, but we also got some donations from Ken and Dylan, so we are gonna have a feast. We are gonna show you where you can have your fresh catch cooked up for you, but since we had those burgers on the boat, we are not quite ready to eat yet, so we're gonna go grab some coffee first.
Now, after spending 5 hours out in the sun and having to get up pretty early to catch that fishing charter, we were definitely in need of an energy boost, and the Fruit Float Cafe did hit the spot. Now, as the name suggests, that place actually started off as a floating fruit boat that brought fruit to people on the water, but now it also has a brick and mortar shop that does sell fruit smoothies and acai bowls, but also has specialty coffees. We both went with one of their signature iced lattes. We love that they were both made with homemade syrups. Neither of them were overly sweet, and they weren't watered down at all. It did give us the pick-me-up we needed, and we would definitely recommend that place, but now it's time to go get that fish cooked up.
The Friendly Fisherman is the oldest original seafood restaurant here in Johns Pass. It's located right next to Hubbard's Marina and was founded by Captain Wilson Hubbard himself.
Now, in addition to the boardwalk grill that we went to yesterday, this is the spot on Johns Pass for fresh seafood, and you don't get much fresher than the fish we just caught a few hours ago. Now, last time we caught fish with Hubbard's, we actually brought it here, so we know that this Cajun fried fish is gonna be amazing. But that time we were eating primarily porgies, and this time we're gonna be eating primarily grunts, so we'll see if we like this as much. Wow. That is every bit as good as I remember those porgies being. This is great fish.
That fish is crispy, the batter is light and not too greasy, and that Cajun seasoning just has a little bit of a kick to it. Now, they did give us tartar sauce, but I don't think we're gonna use it because it is excellent as it is.
Now, even though we do have a mountain of fish to eat, the folks here at Friendly Fisherman were kind enough to bring us out some shrimp and scallops to try as well. This looks amazing. And they put butter and Parmesan on that, I think. The scallop's a little bit charred, super tender. It's good. We just finished up our meal here at Friendly Fisherman. We both did agree that our favorite thing was that Cajun fried fresh catch. We did our best to finish it, but we only got about half of it down. Thankfully, though, we did find some other people to eat the rest, so it did not go to waste. Now, we did know we were gonna love those shrimp and scallops as soon as we saw them because they looked amazing, but what surprised us is how much we enjoyed those mashed potatoes. Those were fantastic as well. Now, we actually still have one more activity out on the water today, so we'll meet you on another boat shortly. So we've added some layers and made it back out to the docks, but we still have a few minutes before our next tour is going to take off. So we wanted to take the opportunity to thank you all for watching this episode. And since you are still watching, we're going to assume you're at least somewhat enjoying it. So if you would hit that thumbs up button or that hype button, we'd appreciate it so much, because doing so really will help this video reach a wider audience and will allow us to keep making more videos like this one.
We have boarded Hubbard's Sunset Cruise. If you have no interest in fishing, they have other activities to consider, including this cruise, dolphin watching cruises, a pirate ship, as well as cruises to Egmont Key and Shell Key. This particular cruise does offer complimentary beer and wine. There are some other drinks and snacks for purchase. Captain Mike says that tonight we're going to go all the way around Treasure Island. Skylar was first in line at the open bar. They have Busch Latte on tap.
Now, I'm not going to try to tell you that Busch Light is my first beer of choice, but after a long day of fishing, they are going down smooth, and you sure can't beat the price. Right now we're going by the Secret Garden at the very far north end of St. Pete Beach on Upham Beach. It was totally wiped out by the hurricanes a little over a year ago, but they have done a lot of work to it, and it is looking really nice again.
So in addition to watching sunset and enjoying unlimited drinks, sometimes you can also even spot dolphins on these cruises. But our captain did say that because of the cold weather, the dolphins have been acting a little strangely lately, but we're still hoping we'll see some.
We're about a half hour into this cruise now. The beer and wine has been flowing for a while, and the party is definitely getting started.
Party rockin'! We do have to thank Hubbard's for hosting us on their fishing boat, in their restaurant, and on this sunset cruise today. When you're ready to plan your Madeira Beach trip, or really any trip to the beaches in this area, we'd recommend visiting hubbardsmarina.com and getting out on the water with them. Because whether you're looking for an extreme 30-plus hour fishing trip or a short, fun cruise like this one, they've got something for everyone.
We decided to start our time in Treasure Island off strong with a sunset dinner at Sloppy Joe's. Now, normally we'd be dining out on their beachfront patio and enjoying the sunset, but it is currently raining, so we're dining inside tonight. Now, if you've watched our Key West episodes, you may recall that we paid a couple of visits to the original Sloppy Joe's there, but the one here is the only other Sloppy Joe's bar and restaurant. To start things off, I got a red ale from Marker 48 Brewing, and Jamie got a strawberry basil lemonade. For an appetizer, I saw that they had deviled eggs on the menu. You rarely see that, and I love deviled eggs, so I had to order those. Another thing you rarely see is a Reuben burger. We've had a lot of Reubens on this channel, but I've definitely never had a Reuben burger, so I'm really excited to try that. And we couldn't come to Sloppy Joe's without ordering their famous Big Sloppy, so we got one of those as well.
We just got done with our dinner at Sloppy Joe's, and we decided to come out to the beachfront patio area because it was pretty packed inside and very loud. Now, we did enjoy everything that we tried. Those deviled eggs were creamy and the bacon was a nice addition. That Sloppy Joe definitely took us down memory lane. The bun was very soft and we really liked the flavor of that meat mixture. But by far, we both agreed our favorite thing was that Reuben burger. It was thick, cooked perfectly, and all the flavors of the Reuben sandwich came through, including the Swiss cheese, the sauerkraut, the pastrami, and the Thousand Island dressing. So our plan was to take our scooters to a place to watch live music, but as you may have noticed, it is still storming, but we have a backup plan.
So our backup plan was to call the Free Beach Ride, which is a ride-hailing app out here on the islands that works on tips. But apparently they are in high demand tonight, and after waiting on hold for about 10 minutes, we decided to resort to our backup plan, which was to put on our raincoats and make the mile or so walk to our next destination. Now, at least for now, we do have a little bit of a break in the rain, so hopefully we stay dry. Now, those of you who are familiar with Treasure Island probably knew exactly where we were heading when we mentioned we were going to see some live music earlier, and that is Tiki, which is directly behind me. It's pretty much the epitome of no shoes, no problem, as many of its patrons roll in directly off the beach and dance the night away under the giant tiki hut. It's been a staple of Treasure Island since 1982, and it's got to be the best spot, not just here, but on all the barrier islands, to get cheap burgers, grab a cold beer, and watch some live music. We'll see you in there. Now, whether you're looking for souvenirs, coastal decor, small shells, big shells, or even a treasure chest covered in shells, that place has something for you. And even if you're not in the market for any of those things, we'd still recommend checking it out just to take in a little bit of Treasure Island history. Next, we're going to make a quick stop for breakfast. So for breakfast today, we decided to pop into the Marquise Cafe, which is just a couple of blocks from the Shell Shop. It's an authentic French cafe serving up traditional pastries, quiches, and coffees. Now, it is kind of tucked away in a little strip center, so if you're not looking for it, you will probably miss it. For our order, we decided to share an oat milk latte with their homemade vanilla syrup, a pistachio croissant, and this, which is a Queen Oman. It's a pastry we've never had before, and that's probably a good thing because we learned that it's like a croissant but uses even more butter and more sugar.
I am most excited to try this. You can just peel the layers off the outside here. I would say it's extra buttery, but I think all the sugar is in the middle here, so I gotta get in there. That is so good. The outside's crunchy, the inside is soft and chewy, and it is more buttery and sweet. I think it's great. Very creamy, very nutty. The croissant's flaky. It's really good.
We just finished our breakfast at Marquise Cafe, and we are really glad we decided to check out that place. Now, the coffee we thought was just okay. The flavor of the syrup was really good, but the coffee flavor was a little bit weak for our taste. But we absolutely love those pastries, especially that Queen Annan. It was so flaky and buttery.
We remember that there was one more spot we wanted to show you in this area, and that is the Suncoast Surf Shop. It was established in 1966, but it hasn't always looked like this. Back in 1995, an old neon sign malfunctioned and started the place on fire. And because the owner was such a beloved member of the community, they rallied around him to build the 2-story surf shack you see today.
So that place is definitely worth visiting. The bottom floor is full of beach gear and attire, but upstairs is where it really gets fun because that's where you'll find the surfboards, skimboards, skateboards, and wetsuits. Now they do rent a bunch of different boards and even bikes as well. We probably actually would have rented paddle boards from them if we didn't have complimentary paddle boards at the hotel we're staying at. Hopefully we'll be able to get out on those later on, but for now it's time to head to lunch.
Wait, I thought you only ordered one beer.
Well, the keg blew on the amber box, so they gave me some Bud Light too.
We have made it to the Floridian for lunch. It's been a staple here on Treasure Island for over 30 years. It's a pretty small space with only a few tables inside, but they do have this covered patio outdoors as well. They are known for their Tampa-style Cuban sandwiches. They use Genoa salami and a mustard mayo mix, which makes it a little bit different from the Miami Cuban sandwich. Now, as you can see, these are huge, so we decided to split one. Now, we have had Cuban sandwiches here before, so we knew they were going to be good, and they are just as good as we remember. I do like the addition of the salami. The bread is crunchy, there's plenty of pickles in there, and that sauce is creamy and delicious.
While we have had a few Cubans here, one thing we have never had is a devil crab, which apparently is another thing they're well known for. They said it's kind of like a hush puppy, but with crab stuffed inside. So that is crunchy on the outside and gooey in the middle. It is kind of like a hush puppy. It has a little bit of crab flavor. If you enjoy crab and hush puppies, you are definitely gonna like this.
We just got finished with lunch at the Floridian, and another great thing about that place is that it is close to so many other spots we are going to be taking you to later today and tomorrow, including our hotel, which is right behind me, and our room is actually way up there. Welcome to the Royal Palm Penthouse Suite here at the Bilmar Beach Resort. It's got almost 800 square feet. It's an open floor plan, and it kind of feels like we have our very own spacious studio apartment right on the beach. The living area has a couple of chairs, a pull-out couch, and a very spacious table right next to the floor-to-ceiling windows with amazing views of the Gulf and that beautiful wide beach. Across from that view is the kitchenette. It's got a full-size refrigerator and freezer, a glass cooktop, a microwave, and the cabinets are stocked with silverware, glasses, dishes, and pots and pans. It also has a sink, coffee maker, and is stocked with coffee. The kitchen and dining space opens right up into the sleeping area. It's got a king-size bed, and it's full of those retro beachy vibes that Treasure Island is so well known for. I love that this space feels like it's out of the 60s or 70s, but it's very functional. To my right, there is a spacious closet with a safe. To my left is a large flat screen TV. There are deep drawers on either side of the bed, and those cabinets both have multiple charging ports that you can access from the bed. Next to the bed is where you'll find the entrance to the first part of this enormous bathroom. Here you'll find a full-length mirror, a heart-shaped jacuzzi tub, a walk-in shower, and one of the sinks. Beyond that is the second part of the bathroom where you'll find the toilet and another sink with a ton of counter space. Beyond this door is the entryway to the suite, and something really cool about this unit, if you're traveling with a larger group, you can also rent the unit next door and connect to it through that door. Now there's one more thing we have to show you, and that is our private balcony. Now It is currently raining and we've been even hearing some thunder, but we're still enjoying the amazing views, and we love that this area is covered so we can also have our door open and just really enjoy that Gulf breeze. Now typically this would be the spot to catch a Treasure Island sunset, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get much of anything tonight. Thankfully the weather is supposed to improve during our stay, so hopefully we'll get to show you one later on in this episode. Now one more thing we can see from our balcony is the Treasure Island Beach Trail, which we're gonna meet you on next. We are on the Treasure Island Beach Trail, which is a concrete path that was built in 1966, back when a lot of these properties were being constructed. It was made in order to connect those properties so people could walk from one place to the other without losing sight of the water.
So we made it back to the Bilmar. I was planning on taking a paddleboard out, but it ended up being pretty much perfect weather for biking, so we spent more time out on the trail than we were expecting. Now it's only about 40 minutes till sunset, and it's actually getting kind of cold out. Plus we're gonna be getting out on the water tomorrow, so I think we're gonna skip paddleboarding today and just sit out here and enjoy the sunset and then head to dinner.
Now that we've made it on the beach, you can really see how sprawling this property is. It opened back in 1962 and it was designed to really utilize its beachfront space. I think 90% of the rooms had a Gulf front view. Because the beach is so wide here, it does take a while to get out to the water. Another great thing about the Bilmar property is that the sand actually goes all the way up to the buildings. So a lot of people don't even make the walk and they just lounge in chairs right outside of their rooms. Last night was quite gloomy, but tonight is setting up for a really good sunset.
So I know we mentioned earlier down on Sunset Beach how the sand there was a bit shelly, but here up by the Bilmar, once you get down by the water, the sand is super soft and powdery. There are a few shells, but not too many. After sunset, we had to rush back to our room to catch the afterglow from our balcony, and it is every bit as beautiful of a view as we thought it would be. It's also really nice to see the beach trail so much more active tonight, as well as the patio at Sloppy Joe's. I think we're gonna sit out here and enjoy these views for just a little bit longer, and then we'll meet you at dinner right across the street.
We have made it to our dinner spot at the VIP lounge, and it may look like we are in a parking lot, and that is because we are. If you come in through the front door, you actually have to walk through the dining room, through the kitchen, and see the hostess at the back to put your name on the list, because this place does not accept any reservations.
Now, after you get on the list, you have to get a margarita from the back bar because they make them really good. We tend to call them parking lot margaritas because the back area is normally so busy, we end up enjoying ours in the parking lot. Now, if you end up showing up here on a Saturday night like we did, you're almost surely gonna have a wait, but we don't mind it one bit.
We just finished up at VIP, and some of our favorite things to order are the shredded beef wet burrito, which they smother in their red sauce and it never disappoints, as well as the Mexican pizza. Now tonight we got it with two different meats, the chorizo and the shredded pork, and that went together really well. The other people we were dining with had the pork belly tacos and the taco salad, and both of those were really good as well. Now I should mention Skylar also ordered a jalapeno margarita, which he thought was amazing, and we would recommend that you only have 2 margaritas here because they are very strong. Now next we're taking you to another live music spot, and it's right next door.
So we went from parking lot margaritas at VIP to a parking lot dance party at Ricky T's. The band tonight is called Swipe Right. It's the first time we've seen them, but they play a pretty good mix and we do really enjoy some of their songs and they bring a lot of energy. We had to take a break to grab a couple of drinks. Jamie got some sort of blueberry mocktail with a tahini rim. She said it's really good. And I, of course, got a Miller High Life. I think we're gonna listen to the band for a little bit longer and then we'll see you back in the morning. So we woke up to the sound of seagulls this morning and it is foggy out there. You can't even see the Gulf, so we know that visibility is less than 1,000 feet. But at least it's not raining and hopefully that fog will clear off soon. And just like that, the fog is gone. So Jamie really wanted to go check out another local coffee shop this morning, but I wasn't hungry after last night, and also they had some decent complimentary coffee in the lobby. So being the great negotiator that I am, I suggested that she go to the coffee shop and get a coffee, and I would come down to Sloppy Joe's to take advantage of the $5 gift certificate that they gave us when we checked in. And this thing is amazing, and you absolutely cannot beat this view. Breakfast of Champions.
So I walked over to Curious Soul, which is actually right next door to the place we went and ate our Cuban at yesterday. Now this is a small batch bakery that opened around 5 months ago, but apparently the word is already out because they were very busy, and by the time I got there, they were already sold out of all their kinds of bagels except for one. So I got a raisin sourdough bagel breakfast sandwich with cheese and bacon. I also ordered an iced latte. I went with their February special and I already drank part of it on the walk back here. Now from speaking with the staff, they do use 4 shots in their larger size, and they also use a local St. Pete roaster. The coffee was very robust and very good, so if you're looking for a strong coffee, then this is your spot. But now it is time to try this breakfast sandwich. This bagel feels very dense. The bacon looks great too.
You better eat that thing before the birds realize you have it.
I know, there's a lot of birds behind me.
And they will steal an entire sandwich. I've had it happen before.
It's dense and delicious.
Good.
I kind of like the little bit of sweetness that the raisins add. So even though Skylar said he wasn't hungry, he now wants to try my bagel sandwich because it looks so good.
It does. And I love raisins, so I'm excited for this. I agree, that's delicious.
Skylar approves. I think this is a great handheld beach option. Not too far of a walk. Come out here to this beautiful beach. The beach chairs we're using right now are complimentary at the Bilmar. You check them out at the same stand where we checked out the beach cruisers yesterday. And somewhere behind me is where you can check out one of the paddleboards. I think the staff said they are complimentary for an hour and they're usually available between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Now, when I talked about having a room to spread out on this beach, this is what I mean. Just for reference, it's early afternoon on a Sunday right now. It's around 80 degrees. There's hardly a cloud in the sky. I'm sure there's a lot of beaches around here that are packed right now, and this one does not feel packed at all. There's literally no one within about 100 feet of us where we set up camp, and we could have even more space than that to ourselves if we wanted to.
If you're planning on staying all day out here and need some shade, you can rent an umbrella for $20, or you can rent 2 loungers and an umbrella for $40. This beach area in front of the Bilmar is next to another public beach access parking lot, and that's where you see the giant inflatable slide, as well as the blue beach mat that goes quite a ways out onto the beach. Now, if you're just not a beach person but are staying at the Bilmar, we should note they have 2 different pools. There's one pool area that's in a courtyard with a hot tub, and there's a second pool that's right on the beach next to Sloppy Joe's. Once you've had enough sun, we have a fun place to cool down in the AC we're going to show you next. But first, we do have to thank the Bilmar for hosting us this weekend and allowing us to show you how amazing staying in this area of Florida can be. So when you're ready to book your next Treasure Island getaway, then scan the QR code on the screen or visit their website directly to see all of the Gulf front rooms they have available.
Even the car wash in Treasure Island is pirate themed. I love it. Our next stop here in Treasure Island is the Atomic Claw, which is actually located right across the street from the Curious Soul. And just like that bakery, it's one of the newer spots here in Treasure Island as it just opened up in 2025. It's inspired by the Claw arcades in Tokyo, and it's the first of its kind in the Tampa Bay area. We'll see you in there. Feeling good? All right. Ooh. Ah.
Since I failed, Skylar's gonna try to get a Yoshi. I think he's gonna go for a different one though. So you usually have like 20 seconds to line it up.
No, no way, not even
Oh
close.
man. Now we were happy to see that you can use dollar bills, or you can also get a card and load it with however many points you want to. Oh, we are striking out with Yoshi.
We are not good at these. We're gonna try our luck at these cow donkey things instead. So we got $3 bills left, which means 3 more attempts at this thing. So we dug through Jamie's purse and found $1 more, so I'm gonna give one more try at the Yoshi. All right, I'm going for this blue one. Oh, yes! We did have a lot of fun here at the Atomic Claw, even though we weren't very good at it. If you are good at it though and win a lot of the smaller prizes, you can trade them up for a larger one. Thankfully, Jamie seems to be content with her one Yoshi, so we won't have to blow our entire budget here. Next, we're gonna go grab a late lunch.
Now the weather is so nice today, we couldn't pass up the opportunity to have another meal on the beach. So we are here at Waves, which is the beach bar at the Bilmar. Skylar ordered a gin gimlet, which he said was very refreshing. And I went with a passion fruit mojito, and I was really impressed to see they used real passion fruit.
For lunch today, we ordered 3 things. The first thing is the grinds balls, which is their homemade buffalo chicken dip wrapped around blue cheese and breaded and fried. We also got the luau nachos, which come loaded with their brisket and a bunch of other things. And we got a mango salad topped with chicken. Now these balls are by far the most unique thing we ordered, so I'm gonna try them first. The buffalo chicken dip tastes really good, and the breading is really thin but still really crunchy, so it's just like eating buffalo chicken dip with a nice crunch. I do like them.
That salad is loaded with mangoes, feta cheese, cranberries, pecans, and sunflower seeds. But my favorite has to be that chicken on top. I think it's got a blackened seasoning on it, and it's very tender.
The star of these nachos is without a doubt that brisket. It has such a strong smoky flavor. I honestly don't even know if I'd want to eat a whole lot of it by itself, but on the nachos, it's perfect. Just a little bit goes a really long ways. It's delicious.
We had one quick stop before we head to our next activity.
Our next Treasure Island adventure is taking us out on the water with Suncoast Sailing. Now we did stop through Walgreens to grab a few drinks because they do have a cooler on board, but when we were checking in at the bodega, we realized they actually sold drinks right there, so that stop at Walgreens wasn't necessary. We're sailing out of a little marina right behind the Waffle House on Gulf Boulevard, and the weather is perfect right now. The seas are calm, and that means we will be able to go out in the Gulf.
Tonight we are on the Suncoast Horizon. It is a 55-foot topsail schooner, and it is known to be the most photographed vessel in Tampa Bay because of its deep red sails. You can book excursions to go out during the day or during sunset, and right now we're on our way to the Gulf to watch sunset. We should note that this vessel does have a restroom on board, and overall it's a pretty chill experience. They're just playing low music and we're just taking in the views.
When we got on the sailboat, the staff did give us a little tip that there's actually 2 bean bags at the front of the boat. So we do by far have the most comfortable seats on the boat, but if you want a little bit of a better view and want to sit up a little bit higher, you might want to grab some seats towards the back of the boat. Now we have been out on a few sunset cruises that are maybe an hour, hour and a half long, but this one is a full 2.5 hours, which we think is pretty awesome. So far, this sunset cruise definitely is more of a chill vibe than a party vibe. And after 2 really fun but also quite exhausting days here in Treasure Island, we are appreciating just being able to sit back and relax. Right now we're sailing through John's Pass, which is just across the bridge from Treasure Island. We weren't so sure what Yoshi would think about the sailing experience, but he appears to be liking it. Now this sunset cruise will only cost you $65, which we think is an absolute bargain. They do actually operate a smaller sailboat as well, and you can book that one for private charters.
We do have to thank Suncoast Sailing for hosting us on this sunset cruise tonight to show you this amazing experience. Now, if you're ready to book your own tour with them, then go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen or visit their website directly. Now that the sun is getting closer to setting, it is starting to cool down, and the staff came around with some blankets, so that was a nice surprise.
That sunset, it's on you.
Our first beach stop on St. Pete Beach is Upham Beach. Now this does attract its fair share of tourists, but it doesn't tend to be as touristy as some of the other beaches here in this area. It also is a favorite among the locals because it is close to the downtown area. Now today, it is probably a little bit busier than typical because it's hosting a sand volleyball tournament. You can probably see all the courts set up behind me. Now this beach is wide, it's pretty wide and soft, it is a little bit shelly, and there are some rocky areas. A lot of people do swim here, but there are no lifeguards. The concession stand has reopened, and they do have restrooms and rinse-off stations. You can also rent loungers, umbrellas, and cabanas here. And to us, this beach looks just as beautiful as it did before the hurricanes.
So we checked the weather forecast this morning, and they said that there were very little chances of rain until later this afternoon, but it's only around noon and there's definitely some storms blowing in. You can see the line of rain over there. We're hoping it doesn't make it to us, but it's not looking promising.
So that line of rain got here way too quickly. We had to run off of the beach to this little path here. Everybody else was running off the beach too. We have a little bit of shelter under these trees, but we're still getting quite wet.
Now we are absolutely soaked, but the rain does seem to have stopped, at least for now. So as you can probably see, we are back out on the beach. And Upham Beach typically does have gorgeous sand and waters, but you can actually find gorgeous sand and water at plenty of beaches throughout St. Pete Beach. But what you can't find on those other beaches is one of our favorite spots on Upham Beach, the Secret Garden. Now that Secret Garden used to be one of our favorite places, but we know that it got damaged really bad by the hurricanes, and last time we were there you could not even recognize it. So we're a little bit nervous to see what it looks like now, but we really hope that it's starting to recover and looks a little bit more like the gardens we remember. Now, while I've been talking to you guys, I think Jamie's ran way ahead. She's probably already at the gardens. I think she wants to check them out quickly so we can get out of here and find some shelter before it starts pouring again, which is probably a good idea. So while I make my way to the gardens to catch up with her, we're going to show you a little bit of our breakfast experience from a spot just a few blocks from here that we had about an hour ago.
We had to start our day here at La Crusette because this restaurant is one of the most recommended here on St. Pete Beach. It's a French-American cafe and it's been around for over 40 years.
Now, La Crusette is known for their croissants. Apparently, they actually use French flour to make them, so we had to order a couple breakfast items that included those croissants, but these are definitely not your traditional breakfast items. I went with a hangover omelet, which has corned beef in it. It's covered in hollandaise sauce and stuffed inside one of their croissants. And Jamie went with the French toast, which is actually made using their croissants.
Now, even though we both ordered menu items with their croissants, they couldn't have been much different. My French toast had a hint of vanilla, and I really enjoyed the flaky texture of the French toast. We've never had it like that before, and we would definitely recommend trying it.
Now, as much as I also like Jamie's French toast, I think I enjoyed this croissant omelet even more. The omelet itself was fantastic. You could really taste the corned beef in it, but once you put it inside that croissant, it took it to another level. But honestly, I think the highlight of that meal for me was the hollandaise sauce. I don't know what they put in their hollandaise sauce, but it was so good. If I knew how good it was, I would have had them put it on the home price as well. We just finished up our breakfast at La Crusette, and that place 100% lived up to the hype. We both loved our meals, the service was super quick, and the staff were friendly.
We have made it to the secret garden. It is starting to sprinkle a little bit, so we don't have a lot of time here, but I am so happy to see it coming back. The volunteers who cleaned this place up and did the landscaping just did a fantastic job. Now, of course, it's not near as lush as it used to be. It will take time for a lot of the vegetation to grow denser, but it looks beautiful. There are a bunch of memorial benches that people can come here and still enjoy the gardens. It's like it has a new beginning here. That is rain coming in again. All right, we gotta run. Oh man, you look so wet. After getting caught in 2 Florida downpours, we finally caught a break in the rain and made it back to the concession stand where our scooters are parked. Now, it was all worth it to be able to show you all that the secret garden is coming back. And while we were there, we actually got some really good news. Our hotel room is actually ready a little bit early, so I think we're gonna stop by there, change into some dry clothes, and then we'll meet you at our lunch spot. So we are here at the helm. We kind of had to hurry to change into dry clothes because on Sundays they do close at 2. They are known for their coastal inspired dishes, and the decor inside almost transports you to the Northeast, but their dishes have a Florida twist.
Now, the owners here must have some Northeast connections because they got Maine lobster on the menu, they have a Rhode Island clam chowder, and they also have Narragansett beer, which is out of Rhode Island. You don't see it too often around here, but whenever I see it, I gotta get it because I love it. It's just your typical lager, but I think it's better than most.
Now, earlier this summer, we were really excited to try this lobster roll that was highly rated in Boca Grande, but unfortunately that restaurant was closed for the summer. So when I saw the lobster roll on the menu here and heard the server say it's one of their most popular dishes, I had to order it. I opted for the cold version because it comes with a key lime aioli.
Now, while Jamie went with the lobster roll, I went all in on the crab because they have she crab on the menu here. Another thing you don't see at too many Florida restaurants. I got the she crab fries and the she crab soup. So these she crab fries showed up looking amazing. Not only do they have a ton of crab on them, but they also have their she crab soup. And I also have a bowl of she crab soup. I'm gonna try that first. That is so rich and creamy. It doesn't have huge chunks of crab in it, but it does still have a lot in it, and you can really taste it. It's delicious. So after I tried that she crab soup, I already knew that the fries were gonna be amazing. But in addition to that soup, they also have more crab, Old Bay seasoning, and melted cheese on top of them. Now, I've had a lot of good French fries in my life, but these may be the best. They are phenomenal.
Now the chunks of lobster in here are huge. I cannot wait to try it. Now I haven't had too many lobster rolls in my life, but this one has to be the best I've ever had. The lobster was really tender and I really like that hint of key lime in there.
Now, there are a lot of good restaurants here on St. Pete Beach, and we've had a lot of really good lunches here over the years, but we both agreed that this was easily the best lunch we've ever had on St. Pete Beach because the food, the service, and the atmosphere were all phenomenal. Now, because the shirt I was wearing earlier got absolutely drenched, I had to change into my beer drinking shirt, and it just so happens that right across the street from the helm is a brewery, so I'll give you one guess where we're heading to next. So it's pretty loud here at Mastery's Brewing today because they have a DJ bumping some music behind me, but I really want to tell you about this beer, so I'm going to do it while talking right into the microphone. They actually let me try a few different types of beer. The one I ended up going with is this Belgian Triple. It's like 7% alcohol, but it's still really smooth and has a really nice balance of fruit, malt, and spice. I would highly recommend this one. Now that we're finally dried out, had a great lunch and a great beer, it's time to head back to our hotel to show you where we're staying and right on the beach.
Welcome to our room at the Hilton Garden Inn. To my left is the bathroom. It is pretty spacious. We've got a shower with shampoo, shower gel, and conditioner. Across from the bathroom is an open closet with a safe down below. Across from that is a cute little nook. There is a coffee maker, some water, a microwave up top, and there's a mini fridge down below. Then we have our main living space here. There's a desk to my right and a TV, and we have 2 queen beds. I kind of like that there is carpet around the bed area and then fake tile in the rest of the room. And in the corner is where our dryer is, otherwise known as our air conditioner. It's doing a great job of drying out our clothes. Thank goodness this room is ready early because otherwise these things would be either in our car or in our luggage and still be sopping wet. Now Skylar has already made his way out to the balcony. We are on the 5th floor. How's the balcony?
Well, it's a little bit narrow and the main view is of the Tradewinds parking garage, but if you look over to the left, you can actually see the Intercoastal, and to the right, you do actually have a pretty good view of the Gulf.
So double water view?
Yep. So we made it back to the beach. We're right in front of our hotel, the Hilton Garden Inn, and we're only about a half mile south of where we were earlier today at Upham Beach, but it is much drier here. It's still pretty cloudy, but the sun is starting to peek out and it's really nice. The beach is nice and wide here. The sand is soft and white, and you also get access to complimentary loungers and cabanas when you stay here. Now, even though we can literally hear 2 live musicians right now, there's a band playing back up in the Upham Beach area where we were at earlier today, so we'll see you there next.
We are so glad we made it to Toasted Monkey for the band because they played some songs we really liked and the crowd was really fun. Now, once again, there are some storm clouds in the area, but we're really hoping that they clear up before sunset because our dinner spot is right on the beach.
So we made it here to Coconut Charlie's, the beach bar at our hotel right before sunset. And even though it wasn't the best sunset, we're really glad we decided to have dinner here. Jamie got the mahi tacos, which she really enjoyed. I got the buffalo chicken pizza, which was kind of the quality, I'd say, of a premium frozen pizza, but considering the size and the price, I am not complaining. But easily our favorite thing about our dinner here at Coconut Charlie's was the atmosphere. We were surrounded by palm trees. There's a really good musician playing, and it was a great way to cap off the night. We'll see you back in the morning.
We are starting our morning at Cafe Soleil. Now, we have taken you here on the channel before, but we had to show you their new location because they are in a much bigger space across from Tradewinds right on the Intercoastal.
Now, since we have visited Cafe Soleil's old location several times, we already know that the food and the coffee are going to be great. But I have a feeling we're going to enjoy them even more this time with these awesome waterfront views.
I went with a simple hot latte with honey. Now, they use kawa coffee, which we always enjoy, and this one has just a little bit of sweetness in it. It's really good. Today, we ordered a berry tart and an ooh la la quiche, two things we have had before, but they are so good, we just had to share them with you all. So this is kind of like eating a mini pie. The crust to me is like pie crust. It is crumbly, but it's not dry. And that filling is full of berries. It's a little bit sweet and a little bit tart.
Now, to me, that quiche is pretty much the perfect texture. The inside is creamy and basically melts in your mouth. The crust is crunchy without being dry. And you can really taste the bacon in it, which I love. I would highly recommend this.
We just finished up our fabulous breakfast at Cafe Soleil. But before we leave this area, we did want to point out that next door used to be a Caddy's. It did close and a new restaurant has moved in. It's Taverna on the Bay. It's a Greek restaurant. Now, we haven't tried it yet, but we have heard from some subscribers that it is pretty good. Another thing that's in this area is the beach zone, and that is the place where I originally bought this hat. A lot of people have asked me where I got this St. Pete Beach hat, so we're gonna go inside and see if they still sell this one or one similar. So they did still have a bunch of St. Pete Beach hats similar to this one, but unfortunately I could not find the palm tree flamingo one, so I guess that means I'm gonna have to hang on to this one a little while longer, even though it's starting to look a little rough.
So we are back here at the Hilton Garden Inn, even though we had to check out, because they told us that we could continue to use their amenities for the rest of the day. And that includes their pool, access to the loungers on the beach, and most importantly, their parking lot, because the public parking rates we've seen around here have been anywhere from $4.50 to $5.50 an hour, and that can really add up. So being able to park here for free will save us quite a bit of money. Now, as far as this hotel goes, we definitely would recommend it for couples. The property is beautiful. It's really well maintained. The amenities are great, and we're really happy with our room as well. Now, if you're traveling with a bunch of kids, we'd actually recommend staying right next door at the Tradewinds. The rooms aren't quite as nice, but they have a whole lot of things for kids to do over there, and the rooms are priced pretty similarly. Now, since we're parked for free and it's actually really comfortable out right now, I think we're gonna walk down the beach to the main public beach access area on St. Pete Beach to see what that's like. Now, while it may be comfortable out here on the beach, once again, it looks like it could start storming at almost any second. But don't worry, we did learn our lesson from yesterday. Today we have raincoats packed, we're wearing our swimsuits, and we have a waterproof bag to keep our electronics dry.
Now, this beach mat is new since the last time we've been out here. It connects Rumfish to Tradewinds, and they are sister properties. So it's easier to get to and from each of those properties. Oh, I really hope those storms stay offshore today.
Me too.
You know the storms are getting a little too close when they deflate the slide at Tradewinds. And it's going down right now. Skylar was looking at the radar and they are predicting that line of storms to come right along the coast. So it's about a 50-50 chance of whether we're going to get hit or not. Well, it must not be too bad out there because the dolphin racer is still out and about in the Gulf.
Now, as you can see, at least this part of the beach has pretty much completely cleared out at this point, but it actually does seem like the storm clouds are getting a little bit further away, so hopefully that trend continues. So we've made it to the main public beach access here on St. Pete Beach, which we are happy to report is looking as beautiful as ever.
We did notice that parking in this lot is $4 per hour, which is the cheapest we've seen in the area. There are restrooms and rinse-off stations here, and you can rent loungers and cabanas. We have made it back to our hotel, and it is really tempting to hang out here, enjoy the cabanas and the beach the rest of the day. But there is still a whole other area of St. Pete Beach that we have to show you.
So we've made it to the far south end of St. Pete Beach, which is where you'll find Pass Grill. And our first stop here is the Mary Pier, where we were actually supposed to hop on the Shell Key shuttle earlier today. But because of this beautiful weather that we're having today, all 3 of the scheduled ferries have been canceled. But we think it's a great deal. It's only $30. It takes you to an uninhabited island with really secluded feeling beaches. And as the name suggests, there's some great shelling there.
Here along the historic 8th Avenue, most of the other businesses have been able to reopen, including Paradise Suites and Shadrack's, the local dive bar. But unfortunately, we found that the Dewey restaurant hasn't reopened. Before we came down here to Pass Grill, we actually had another stop that we haven't shown you yet because our plan was to bring some delicious food out on the beach today. But unfortunately, the weather just isn't cooperating and we have checked the radar and it is not getting any better. Thankfully though, the staff here at Paradise Suites were so nice. They said that we could eat our food here on their covered patio. And I guess that's just a sign that we need some ice cream after this.
So the place we decided to grab lunch from is called Odie's. It's a little authentic Greek restaurant that we've been wanting to check out for a while now. It's known for having great gyros, but we're also surprised to find that they have a little Greek deli and they have Greek coffee, which we had to try. It was a little bit thick, a little bit gritty, and very strong, and probably a little more caffeine than we needed. Now we decided to just grab €1 since we still weren't that hungry after our breakfast, but we're really excited to try this. Now, even though we didn't get to try that gyro when it's fresh, it is still delicious. The gyro meat is really tender and flavorful. The tzatziki sauce is super creamy, and the pita bread seems to be really fresh. I'd say that is a great gyro. Plus, I think it's only $10, which is an absolute bargain. We will definitely be going back to Odie's. So just as we were finishing up our ice cream, the rain stopped and we can even see just a little bit of blue sky on the horizon. So we decided to make our way down to the beach. Now the beach here in Pass Grill isn't as wide and doesn't have quite as soft a white sand as you'll find up on the beaches further to the north, but it is still a beautiful beach, plus it's covered in shells. Now we do have one more spot to take you to still. We heard that there's a happy hour going on until 6 o'clock at an establishment right across the street, so it should have really great views of the water, and we'll see you over there.
So it turns out this place does not actually have a happy hour, but we are glad we came here because we thought the prices were very reasonable for a place right across the street from the beach. And we tried their fish dip and it was fabulous. Plus, the views up here were even better than we expected. It was the perfect way for us to end our time out here on St. Pete Beach.
Now the cafe here on Coquina Beach does open up every day at 9 a.m. for breakfast, and as you can probably tell, Jamie was in charge of our breakfast order this morning because we got a giant plate of French toast covered in whipped cream, powdered sugar, and strawberries. But I did get a couple of eggs on the side. Now we decided to just split this breakfast because we still have a few other places we're going to take you to for food today.
That's actually pretty good, and I really like the amount of strawberries that they put on top. Now, I'm not gonna say that was the best French toast that I've ever had, but this is definitely the best atmosphere where I have enjoyed French toast. And the prices are actually pretty decent too for the portion size. That cafe is located on Coquina Beach, which is the southernmost beach here on Anna Maria Island. In addition to the cafe, you'll also find a bunch of free parking, a paved walking and biking path, rinse-off stations, restrooms, sand volleyball courts, lifeguard stations, and some really pretty soft white sand.
Now it's barely 10 o'clock and already the water here is starting to take on that vivid turquoise color. Part of the reason that the water does look so good here compared to some other Florida beaches is that the sand in this area is up to 99% quartz, which means it's super white and super reflective. And with that bright white sand under the shallow, calm waters out there, the sunlight just really reflects off the water, which helps to give it that vivid color. Now you may find this hard to believe, but in our opinion, the beaches on Anna Maria actually get even more beautiful as you head northward up the island, and we're going to show you exactly what we mean later in this video.
We could easily spend the majority of the day out here, but as you can probably tell, the water does look really inviting, so next we're going to take you out on it.
We made it out on the water with Captain Logan Bystrom and Red Boat Tours. Logan was born and raised on the island and pretty much spent his entire life out here. And today it sounds like he's going to take us around Egmont Key. The water couldn't look any calmer and more beautiful today, so it's going to be the perfect day for it. So we're driving by the old location of the Rod and Reel Pier right now. It's completely unrecognizable, but they do currently have a pop-up restaurant on Anna Maria, so you can still enjoy their food.
I know Skylar told y'all earlier that the beaches just keep getting better and better as you go north. We are going by Beam Point right now, which is the very north tip of Anna Maria Island. We're hoping to get out there tomorrow. We're going by Passage Key, which is right there. It's a sandbar with a bunch of birds on it. Sounds like the sandbar has kind of come and gone, moved a little bit depending on the storms that have hit this area. Still is a really popular spot for people to boat to because it's very shallow.
We are currently heading north up the west end of Egmont Key. Now, Egmont Key is a state park, so it does not have any permanent inhabitants. It's a great place to go if you're looking for a secluded beach experience. So Logan was just saying that when he was growing up, all this concrete was still on land. And when his dad was growing up, all of that concrete was. The concrete is left over from old bunkers from the Spanish-American War. And today they're good spots to go snorkeling because it does provide some good refuge for the fish.
So today we ended up just cruising around Egmont Key because it was such a gorgeous day on the water. But their tours here are very customizable, and they even offer a sunset tour, which we think this boat is perfect for because it's got this table with seating for up to 6, and they even have an option where you can add a charcuterie board. So whatever type of experience you're looking for to get out on the water on the island, we'd recommend reaching out to Red Boat Tours.
Now, if you're looking for a little more action out on the water, Logan does run a fishing charter as well that he's been doing for around 20 years. And we'll be sure to leave the information in the video description on how you can book a fishing charter with him as well. We got to thank Logan and Red Boat Tours for getting us out on these beautiful waters today. Now we're heading back into shore, and then we're going to take you to lunch. Our lunch spot brings us here to the Starfish Company, which, while technically not located on Anna Maria, is right across the bridge in Cortez, which is a super charming working fishing village. Now, this place is cash only. You order at the counter, and the seafood here is about as fresh as you're going to find in Florida.
So this is not a place to go if you are on a tight schedule. We had heard that sometimes people come here and only have to wait 20 minutes, but sometimes they have to wait an hour. And unfortunately, our wait was close to an hour today just to order. Now, they are known for their grouper sandwiches, so we did order one of those. And we also got a side of hush puppies at the recommendation of one of our longtime viewers, Jean. Apparently, they've got the best ones around.
Now, I definitely do understand why this sandwich is so popular. It is very good, but it's actually quite simple. The breading on the fish is really thin, so you can really taste the flavor of the grouper, and also the bun is super soft. This definitely does rank up there with the best grouper sandwiches I've had.
I also really enjoy how thin that batter is. It's not greasy at all, and I really love the sauce that comes with the sandwich. It's like a tartar sauce. I'm not sure what makes it orange, but it's really good. And Jean was right about these hush puppies. They are fantastic. They're crunchy and even a little bit sweet. Definitely worth the wait.
Now, I do have to add that the fries are just average, but when the fish sandwich and the hush puppies are this good, it really doesn't matter.
Now that we're done eating, we're gonna head back over the bridge to another beach, so we'll see you there next. We've made it out to Cortez Beach, which is the closest beach to the historic Bridge Street. Most of the parking for this beach is free and is along Gulf Boulevard. Now today it is quite busy, even though it's a Tuesday, and we're thinking it's because it's been super cold here recently. This is the warmest day we've had in a while, so everybody wants to get out and enjoy the sun.
They don't have a flag on the lifeguard station today, but today is definitely still a green flag day. There is hardly even a wave out there.
There's Skylar out on one of the piers.
Now, this section of Cortez Beach is sometimes known as Three Piers Beach because it does have 3 concrete piers that jut out into the Gulf. It's a really popular spot amongst fishermen. I'm on one of those piers right now, and you can probably see the other 2 out behind me. Now, the sand here on Cortez Beach is very similar to what you'll find on Coquina Beach, and while they do have a lot more amenities on Coquina, you will still find lifeguards here.
I made it out on one of the piers with Skylar, and from up here you can really see how clear the water is. You can see every single ripple in the sand down there. Since we got some beach time in this morning and we're hoping to spend more time at the beach tomorrow, we're gonna walk to Bridge Street for a coffee.
So we made it to our coffee spot back alley, which is actually also a really cool gift shop, and they even have beer. But along the way here, Jamie had to stop and do another shop to pick up a necklace. We'll show you a little bit of that experience while we're waiting for our coffee.
We always enjoy stopping into back alley to grab a coffee or sometimes even a beer. But even if you're not thirsty, you should probably stop in there just to take a look at the clocks on the wall. There are a ton of shops that could keep you busy all day here, but one of my personal favorites has to be Mermaid Haven because they typically carry one of my favorite necklaces, which is Lightworks. I've been needing a new one for a long time, so you guys are probably going to be seeing this in future episodes.
Now, in addition to all those shops, Bridge Street also has some really good restaurants and some great spots for live music. But we're actually going to be getting out of here because we will be coming back tomorrow, and we also want to quickly grab another bite to eat in time to make it back out to the beach for sunset.
Currently, we are in what we like to call the island crawl. Typically around sunset, the traffic around here slows to a crawl. So if you can avoid driving around the island around sunset, we would recommend doing that.
Now, because of that island crawl that Jamie was just talking about, we knew we were going to be getting to our dinner spot a little bit too close to sunset for comfort. So we decided to just call our dinner order in so we could take it to go and enjoy it out on the beach. She's got her sandwich.
It smells delicious.
Good.
We have made it to Manatee Beach, and this has to be one of the most popular spots to watch sunset here on the island because they do have a cafe and bar here with a ton of seating. This beach also has free parking, lifeguard stations, restrooms, rinse-off stations, volleyball courts, and even a little playground for kids.
Now, our sunset dinner item tonight is the roast beef melt from Scott's Deli. I think it has a dill aioli sauce on it and maybe also a bacon jam. I'm not exactly sure if that's correct, but whatever is on it, it is delicious. Also, that roast beef is so tender. It is an excellent sandwich. But once again, we are sharing because, believe it or not, we still have one more food spot to take you to tonight, and we're pretty sure it's going to be a good one.
Tonight is one of those nights where the water doesn't even look real. It's so calm.
What do you think about the sunset sandwich, Jamie?
It's fantastic. The aioli sauce is really creamy, and that bacon jam stuff, it's sweet and salty. There's so many flavors, but balanced really well. Next, I think we're gonna finish our sandwich, enjoy this afterglow a little bit, and then we'll meet you at our next spot. We keep trying to leave the beach, but the sunset just keeps getting better and better.
Now, those of you who know Anna Maria Island probably know that there are two spots that are known to be in competition for having the best burger, Skinny's and Duffy's. Now, for whatever reason, we've never been in the burger mood while on Anna Maria Island, and we haven't been to either of them, but that is going to change tonight. And since Skinny's is right across the street from Manatee Beach, we're going to check that out now, and we'll try Duffy's tomorrow. And of course, we're going to let you know which we think is best.
This is another place where you do order at the counter and find your own seat. There are a few tables inside, but the majority of them are out on the patio. And the service here is really quick because our food has already arrived.
Now, for dinner number 2, we ordered a skinny cheeseburger with mayonnaise, a side of onion rings, and I swear, guys, I was planning on not drinking at all today, but then I saw that they actually had Florida Man on the menu, which is one of my favorite IPAs, and it was under $4, which is almost unheard of, so I had to get one of those too.
That is a solid burger. The patty is thin and they cook it medium well. The bun is very soft and I think they toast it a little bit. I see why people really like this place.
Now, I normally prefer a thicker patty on my burger, but I do agree with Jamie that Skinny's cheeseburger is solid. But I do gotta say, my favorite thing about this meal, in addition to the under $4 Florida Man, are these onion rings. They have really thick slices of onions in them. They're super crispy and yet not overly greasy. This is pretty much the perfect onion ring.
Now you can tell we really enjoyed that food because we ate all of it even though we weren't hungry. Duffy's is going to have a high bar to clear tomorrow. I think it's about time for us to go settle into a food coma, and we'll meet back up with you in the morning. We've made it back out to the beach here on Anna Maria Island, and like Skylar said yesterday, we think the beaches just keep getting better and better as you move north on the island. Right now, we are about as far north as you can get on Bean Point, which is our favorite beach here on Anna Maria. Now, it is quite different from the beaches that we took you to yesterday. Both Coquina and Manatee have quite a bit of parking as well as a bunch of amenities, and Cortez does have a bunch of parking as well, and it's close to the historic Bridge Street. But up here on Bean Point, you're not going to find any amenities, and parking can be quite challenging because you're having to park along residential roads, and you really have to pay attention to the parking signs so you don't get towed. Even though Bean Point is harder to access compared to other beaches on the island, we think it's worth the effort because the paths out to the beach are gorgeous. The beach itself feels very secluded, and the sand out here is so soft, sometimes it even squeaks when you walk on it. While I was chatting with you all, Skylar walked that way. He wanted to see what that yellow sign says. But gosh, he must have went even farther because I don't even see him right now.
Straight ahead of me, you can see the south end of Egmont Key, where Captain Logan took us yesterday. Over to the right there, way off in the distance, you can see downtown St. Pete. And to the right of that, you can see the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Now, the water out there in the pass may look pretty calm right now, but that does not mean there isn't a current under there, so we still wouldn't recommend swimming here.
Before we headed out to the beach, we did stop in at Cool Beans AMI. It's a coffee shop that's right across from the city pier. Now, the coffee that we got today were just hot lattes. We didn't add any extra flavors because we decided that after the beach, we're gonna stop in at another place for a sweet treat. Both of our lattes were creamy with a robust coffee flavor, and it was a great way to stay a little warm on this cool morning. One tip about that coffee shop is they do not have a public restroom, but they are across the street from a park, which does.
There are quite a few beachfront homes here on Bean Point, but as you can see, they still have a pretty long walk to the beach, and it really does contribute to the secluded beach feel up here. One of my other favorite parts about the beach up here at Bean Point is that the birds almost always outnumber the people, and they're pretty fun to watch too.
Skylar's finally made it back from his beach hike.
It's a longer walk up there than I realized. Now, probably not all that long ago, we would have referred to Anna Maria Island as a bit of a hidden gem here in Florida, but as you probably noticed yesterday when we were out and about, especially on the southern end of the island, it can get quite congested even on a Tuesday afternoon. It's safe to say the word has definitely gotten out on Anna Maria, but here on the north end of the island, the vibe is a little bit different. Even though there's still quite a few businesses, it doesn't feel nearly as congested, the pace seems slower, and it's just much more of a relaxed feel, largely in part to the fact that there is so much less parking up here, and also that the vast majority of the properties are single-family homes. Now, one place here on Anna Maria that we think is a little bit underrated is here at Bayfront Park. And while the beach may not be quite as nice as the beaches you'll find on the west side of the island, the water here tends to be a little bit calmer. You have great views of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, and they have a covered pavilion with picnic tables and grills, so it'd be a great place to have a barbecue.
So for brunch today, Skylar really wanted to check out this egg roll place, but I was craving something sweet, but I think we came up with a compromise, and we'll show you what we mean in a second. So this place is known for putting things in egg rolls that aren't typically found in egg rolls, including a Filipino dessert called Halo Halo. So in addition to these egg rolls, we've got shaved ice with 3 different kinds of condensed milk inside. Wow, that is good. Never had anything like it before. The shaved ice with the condensed milk is really sweet. And I think the inside of the egg roll has a bunch of different things in it, including beans and tapioca maybe. It sounds really strange, but it tastes amazing.
No, I don't think I've ever had an egg roll I didn't like, but I've also never had a dessert egg roll. Definitely curious about this thing. Wow. Man, I think there's some banana in there. Kind of reminds me of very sweet plantains, but also crispy. Man, it's delicious. We both enjoyed those egg rolls so much that we are tempted to order some savory ones too, but we still have to hit that other burger spot for lunch. So we're gonna start making our way down there, and we'll probably stop by another beach along the way.
We decided to stop off on Oak Avenue to show you what another smaller beach access looks like on the north end of Anna Maria. Now, a lot of these do have limited parking, but you have to make sure to follow the signs so you don't get ticketed or towed. We were able to find a spot today, but it is during the middle of the week and it has been a little bit cooler and cloudier. But if you're coming here on a busier beach day, you're definitely going to want to show up early.
Here at the Oak Street access, we're a little over a mile to the southeast of Bean Point, and already the sand is a little bit shellier, but the beach is still beautiful and the birds still outnumber the people. Now, one other thing we gotta mention that we love about the white sand on these beaches, in addition to looking so great, since it reflects the sun, it also stays a little bit cooler. So on a hot summer day, your feet aren't gonna be burning nearly as much as they would be on a darker beach.
It seems the sun is gonna go away again for a bit, so we're gonna go grab a burger.
Our lunch spot is Duffy's Tavern, and you all know why we're here, so we'll see you inside. Duffy's is another spot that is cash only, and you do order at the bar. We ordered a cheeseburger all the way to be able to compare it to Skinny's, but we also ordered the brie and caramelized onion burger, and I got lemonade. It is very sweet, but it does taste like they use real lemons in it. It's delicious.
Now, I gotta start off by saying that I love that onion and brie burger, but since we're comparing apples to apples, I'm gonna talk specifically about the cheeseburger here. Now, the patty was a little bit thicker than the patty on Skinny's burger, which I did really like. I also like that they put a little more mayo on the burger here. I love the pickles, and I also really love the bun. It was a little bit chewy and tasted really fresh. So for me, this burger battle is close, but not that close. I'm definitely a Duffy's guy.
So I came outside to share my opinion because I actually preferred the burger at Skinny's. I really like the flatter patty as well as the bun over there, but honestly, Skylar wouldn't have to twist my arm very hard to get me to come back to Duffy's because their burgers here are really good too.
After another great meal on Anna Maria Island, we decided we were overdue for some exercise, so we came across the Manatee Bridge to AMI paddleboards, where we're going to rent a tandem kayak for a couple hours. So apparently this guy wants to come with us.
So I think we're heading that way and to the left.
It's beautiful out here. Not quite as calm as yesterday, but the weather is perfect. As long as the sun's out, but I don't see a cloud in the sky, so I think it's going to be sunny till sunset.
So we are heading right in between there. If you're somebody that prefers to go out on a guided tour, AMI Paddleboards offers several of those each day as well. I think there's an eco tour, as well as a sunset tour, and even an evening tour where you go out on kayaks with LED lights.
We made it out into the open waters. There's a nice breeze blowing out here. The sun is shining. It's pretty great so far.
Hey, friend.
Get those wings dry.
We came across the first landmark that we were looking for, which is that wake sign there. So we are on the right path.
I think we found the mangrove tunnel we're looking for right there.
So we made it into the tunnel and it is very scenic in here. I think it did take us a little more than 10 minutes, but we also weren't both paddling at the same time. One of us was almost always filming, so if we were both paddling, I think we probably would have made it in around 10. I think tide is coming in right now, so there's definitely a current pushing us into the mangroves, so you do kind of have to be a little bit careful not to run into branches, but we're really enjoying it.
Andrew did tell us that after paddling through the tunnel for a bit, we would get to this opening, and we definitely found it. The water is so calm today. You can see the reflection of the trees perfectly.
Now the paddle through the mangrove area was pretty brief, but it was beautiful. And out in this opening area is really nice too. Like Jamie said, it's so calm out here and it's super relaxing, or at least it is for me, but Jamie keeps getting startled by the jumping fish. So by now, I think we've probably seen at least 20 jumping mullet, and they generally jump at least like 3 or 4 times each. Are you getting used to them yet?
Yeah, they're not scaring me as much now. Gotta get one on video though.
It's like every time I hit record, they stop jumping.
We started this paddle on the left side of that blue and yellow hotel building over there, but we cannot get from here to there in a straight way. So we're gonna have to paddle all the way back in that loop to get over there. And we'll probably have to start heading back that way soon.
Mullet.
Mullet.
Oh, he only jumped once.
Ah,
We
he
finally
knew.
had one jump close and he didn't come back up.
He knew we were recording. Darn
They
it.
are so hard to get on camera. Now paddling through these mangroves really does take us back to when we first moved to Florida almost 13 years ago. One of our first big purchases was 2 paddle boards, and we spent so much time on those things exploring the mangroves in the Sarasota area. Now we have explored a lot of this state over that time, but we still have so much more of it yet to go. So make sure you're subscribed to our channel and have those notifications turned on if you don't want to miss any of our future Florida adventures.
Skylar told me to just sit back and relax on this paddle back because he wants to burn some extra calories to make up for the drinks he's gonna have later tonight. The spot we're going to next, I'm also really excited for because I think they're gonna be able to make me a really good mocktail. Wild man back there. It was a nice paddle.
Found the mangroves?
Yep.
Good. Good instructions.
Our next stop is the doctor's office, which is a well-known bar and restaurant located within a building that used to actually be a doctor's office. Now it just turned 5 o'clock, which means the doctor is in.
Appointment today?
So when you walk into the doctor's office, they ask you if you have an appointment or if you're a walk-in. Today we are walk-in, so we got seated at the bar, and they gave us both a complimentary wellness shot, which today is a strawberry daiquiri, and it is delicious.
We decided to recap our doctor's office experience back out here on the beach because the doctor's office was really busy and we couldn't pass up the opportunity for one more Anna Maria sunset. Now I went with a mocktail. It was basically a sage pineapple juice and I really enjoyed the balance between the sweetness, the sour flavors, and the florals. But I'll let Skylar tell you about his drink.
When I saw a banana old-fashioned on the menu, I had to order it. Now that drink was quite bitter, but still very smooth, and you really could taste the banana, but it wasn't overly sweet. Overall, it was an excellent drink. I would order that again.
And we do have a tip for when you visit. If you don't have a big group, sit at the bar in front of where they make all the drinks because you really get to see how much work goes into these craft cocktails. We didn't even know the half of the ingredients that they were using, but every drink looked fantastic. Tonight we are watching sunset just north of Manatee Public Beach at the 45th Street Access in Holmes Beach, and it's looking like it's going to be another good one. Oh, and the sun is setting. Skylar is trying to catch the green flash. It didn't happen last night. but maybe it'll happen tonight. I don't think tonight we're gonna stick around for the afterglow because we still have 2 more places to go and we still have to drive home.
So we parked right in front of Cortez Beach for our dinner spot, and this is the view. We got to see the afterglow anyway.
We're here at the Blue Marlin, which has been a go-to spot of ours here on Anna Maria Island for years. But typically we just come here to watch the live music in the trap yard, especially when our friend Trevor is playing. But every once in a while on a special occasion, we splurge and actually order food here. And every time we have gotten the food, it's been exceptional. Tonight we got the Cortez seafood chowder and the lobster grilled cheese sandwich with grits. The seafood chowder was basically a really flavorful tomato soup that was just loaded with fresh seafood and veggies. That was really good, but we both agreed that the highlight was definitely the lobster grilled cheese sandwich. The lobster on that sandwich was so tender. It had an Old Bay butter on it that was delicious. It had Havarti cheese, and it came with this really delicious gravy dipping sauce. It was fantastic, and we absolutely love those grits as well.
Now, if you do want to eat here, we do recommend calling ahead to make a reservation because the indoor space is limited and their outdoor patio is quite small as well. We're here on a Tuesday night and walked in and the only availability was the bar.
Now, because we are here in the middle of the week, there is no live music at Blue Marlin tonight, but in just a few minutes there will be music starting up right across the street at the Drift Inn, so we'll see you over there. Now, the Drift Inn is a place that many people would consider to be a towny bar for sure. But if you're a visitor to Anna Maria Island, we'd still recommend checking it out because they do have an indoor and an outdoor bar. They have reasonably priced drinks, including one of my favorite cheap beers, Miller High Life, and they have live music most nights.
The live musician tonight is just about to start, so I think we're going to enjoy a few songs, have some drinks, and then head home. Thanks again for joining us on another Florida adventure. We'll see you next time.